Hi, and welcome to the South Florida Water Management Coastal Modeling class. Let's start by setting up your computer. So the first thing we'll want to do is add the training files to the quick access bar. So if you go to any programmer and go to this PC, C drive, users, public documents, Flow2D Pro documentation, you'll probably only see this one and not some of this other stuff. Flow2D Pro documentation, example projects, and here is the coastal training model or coastal training package. So we're going to want to put that right under downloads on the quick access bar because we're going to be in and out of this folder for the entire class. Now, that's the first step of the class of setting up. And then the next step is to find the plugin, or sorry, it's to find QGIS. So it should be on a folder on your computer. The folder should say QGIS 3.18. If you open that folder, then you can use either one of these. I try to use the one with grass, but I typically always forget and use the other one, but it really doesn't matter. But every once in a while, you'll need a grass utility. And we don't need this anymore, so you can close that up. And then once this opens, we'll set up the options and add a couple of plugins. So we don't need any of this stuff here. Just go ahead and open a blank map and then click Settings, Options, and go to the CRS tab. We want to make sure that when we open a new project, the coordinate reference system is coming from the first layer that we add. And we also want to use the project coordinate system, which will be listed down here, when we load any data that doesn't have a known coordinate system. So if it's an unknown coordinate system, it'll default to the project coordinate system. Then click OK. And the next step will be to add some plugins. So up here on the plugin menu, click the plugin menu and go to Manage and Install Plugins. We'll start by clicking All, and we want to add two plugins. One is called Quick Map Services. So if you type in here the word quick, you can click on Quick Map Services. And if you already have it, just leave it alone and go to the next one. But if you don't have it, it will say something over here to install. Click the button and wait for it to finish. Then come back to the search and click Profile Tool. This one here, go ahead, same thing. If you already have it, don't bother to reinstall it. If you don't have it, go ahead and install it at this time. Then you can close that out and you can go to Install from Zip. Click the three buttons to open the browser. And let me open this up a little bit so you can see it a little better. And you'll see again, right in our quick access, we go to Coastal Training, Installers, and we want the only zipped file that we had in there right now is the Flow2D plugin update. In my subsequent videos, you might see more things in here, or when you open this in the class, you might see other installers in here, but the one we want is the Flow2D plugin update. Click Open and then click Install and just finish that installation. And it might ask you if it's whether or not it's trusted. Go ahead and say that it is trusted. And then once you get that install complete message, you can close this menu. And what you should see is Quick Map Services, the Profile Tool, and the Flow2D toolbar here. Well, yours might be slightly different location, but this is the whole toolbar right here. You can manage and add other toolbars. For example, if you like the snapping toolbar, you can right click and you can add the snapping toolbar from this menu right here. I have too many, so it's hard for me to find them. But you can always add or remove toolbars to simplify your screen. The next step will be to manage Quick Map Services. So if you go to Quick Map Services, let's see, I think it's actually Web, Quick Map Services, and go to Settings. So that's Web, Quick Map Services, Settings, and then you will go to More Services and get the contributed pack. That'll give you the Chrome. yeah, Google Maps. That'll give you Google Maps. And then if you go to visibility, you can just uncheck all of them and then check only the ones that you're going to want to use, like the Google Maps are nice, the Bing Maps are nice, the OpenStreet Maps are nice. So I only have a few of those that are visible because I don't want the rest of them. And then click Save, and that will get you out of that window. And that should conclude the setup for the coastal modeling. Let me just check on my other screen. I'm going to check and make sure we did everything correctly. Yep, we got the quick access link, we got the plugins. Now the final step is to load the project domain. So if you go back to your browser and click your coastal training, and then go into project data, and we want the area of interest, the first one, and we want to just take that shape file. If you don't see the .shp, then just make sure that you've got the shape file, drag it onto the map, and then click OK to apply the coordinate system transformation. And here is your area of interest. It may not be the same color as mine. The color selector is random. So I'll stop the recording, and then we can move on to the next step of the lesson.